Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Can you believe it? It's time for tarot scopes. I can't believe it. We're going to do the tarot scope for the sign of Capricorn for the month of February 2022. This includes Capricorn Suns, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. All right, so there's lots happening, of course, isn't there always? We're going to do the astrology first, so we'll look at it through the lens of astrology, and then I will do a card reading. So we start the month with a new moon in the sign of Aquarius. That new moon in Aquarius will fall in your second house of resources. And so this is an opportunity to start a new project that will bring you resources. Saturn is conjunct this new moon in Aquarius, and so it does take a lot of effort, especially at the beginning. And so there's quite a bit of heavy lifting that has to happen with this. But that being said, whatever effort you put in, you will be rewarded for with this, with the effort that you put in. So it's also a second house thing. So it can also be working on your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Really sort of coming to terms with your own value and really understanding what you're worth. And so you may find yourself, raising your prices if you do a service of some sort. Or you might find yourself actually charging for something that you weren't sure, you weren't sure about. So this is a good time. It's a good time to start entrepreneurial ventures. Now you're a Capricorn, so you're all about entrepreneurial ventures. So this is not really outside of your wheelhouse, but it is in Aquarius. And so it deals with more humanitarian things, or it could deal with out of the box situations. And in some cases, it could deal with, sort of rebellion for rebellion's sake. So, you have to, not that I think anybody who watches me is plotting anything like that. So not a thing, but we could see it in the outer world, certainly, in people who have, are Capricorns or Capricorn Rising or Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Sun. So this applies to everybody. Excuse me. A couple of days after the new moon, we have the exact conjunction of the sun to Uranus in the second house. So that's a continuation of that energy of sort of starting something new, planting a new seed. That's going to take time and effort to grow, but if you put the time and effort in, it will grow. We have on the 8th, which is the second week of February, we have Mars making a trine to Uranus. Now, Mars is in your sign of Capricorn, and your Taurus is your 5th house. So this is an opportunity to put energy into a relationship or some creative endeavor that you're doing, a highly creative, and a lot of energy for change. So there's a lot of change coming with this energy, because on a certain level, you're ready for it. You're ready for the change to happen. And so there's a lot of energy and for that change. We do have Mercury making its last conjunction to Pluto. This is the last of 3 that it's going to make. It's making it in the sign, of course, of Capricorn, your sign. And so there's been this process of sort of going over yourself. Who do I think I am? Who am I? How do I want to put myself out into this world? How can I put myself forward as an authority in this situation, Capricorn Rising, right? You've come in to learn how to be an authority in your own life. And so you've been really thinking about this since at least the end of December. Like, how do you want to put yourself forward? because the first of these conjunctions occurred on December 30th of 2021. The second one occurred on the end of January. And now this last one is occurring in that second week of February. And then we sort of move forward because Mercury, which actually went direct on the 3rd, so in that first week, so you're finally sort of like feel like perhaps you're moving in the right direction when it comes to how you want to be seen or how you put yourself out there, how you're putting your energy out there. We do have a full moon on the 16th. That full moon is in the sign of Leo. And so with the moon in Leo, the sun, of course, is in Aquarius. And this is your axis of life and death, your axis of values. And what can come from this with the moon in that 8th house is you could get an inheritance, or you could be illuminated to something, perhaps some creative accounting on somebody's part, or we're dealing with other people's money here. So if you've been waiting on like money to come through on a loan, this might be the time when the loan comes through. Just an illumination around your resources and the resources you share with others. We also have Venus and Mars make a conjunction in Capricorn on that day, the day of the full moon, the 16th. And so that's in your first house. And so this is sort of the reinventing of yourself, the masculine side of yourself, yang energy moving out, and the feminine yin energy moving to center is in balance with each other. And it's a point of balance around another point of illumination. So it's like you see something and then you're like, okay, I see what it is. Let's move forward. And so that energy of the masculine and the feminine moving forward. On the 18th, the sun moves into Pisces. For you, Pisces is your 3rd house. And so more information for you. You have, as you know, you do have that mystical bent that, you know, maybe most people don't see, but you have a mystical bent. And with the sun in Pisces sort of moving through that, making a conjunction to Jupiter, and then eventually making a conjunction to Neptune, there's going to be a lot of expansion in that, becoming sort of aware of the energy in your very immediate environment, so you might become more sensitive to what's going on in your neighborhood, so to speak. You become more aware of it with the sun moving through that place. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I want to mention? On the 25th, Mars makes a conjunction to Vesta. I don't talk about Vesta much. She's an asteroid. She's what we devote ourselves to. And, you know, on a certain level, Capricorn, you need to devote yourself to yourself. And this is a good time to do that, to focus on the self. And we have both Mars and Venus making supportive connections to Neptune. This is an opportunity to move in the direction of compassion and raising all boats and progressive ideals and entertaining that in a way that and perhaps taking action on it in a way that you hadn't before. So you might find what it is that you want to put your energy behind with these supportive connections to Neptune of Mars and of Venus. And so, you know, Neptune is source energy. And so if you need direction, source is definitely going to be there to help you decide what direction is best for you. Okay. So I'm going to do the card reading now, and I'm going to use, I believe, my Druid Craft deck, which is the one I have in here. So this is for Capricorn. Speaking of Capricorns, Ona made this for me. She made this, and I keep one of my decks in here. It smells awesome because it's leather. But Ona's a Capricorn, so I just thought so she's watching this. Hi, Ona. And the hand of Maitreya. Maitreya, thank you. I love that. You know, I'm all about the hand. I am a chiropractor after all. Whoops, and chiro means like hand. Well, it means chirality, it means direction, but we use our hands. Okay, so let's take a quick shuffle here. What is in store for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, Capricorn Moon? I have a number of friends of mine with Capricorn Moons. Very pragmatic group. very, very pragmatic. In a good way. You know, I have my moon's in Pisces, so anytime I can get a little pragmatism from the old Capricorn, it's good. Although I do have Saturn in Capricorn, so it's not like it's a complete something that I don't understand. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Good shuffle. I feel that's a good shuffle. Now let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right, we start with the star. Well, this is lovely. Inspiration, looking to the heavens. Go get yourself an astrology reading. Anyway, this is a healing card. You know, she's under the starlit sky. We can see is that the Little Dipper or the Big Dipper? The Little Dipper, actually. And the North Star, I think, right? It's the North Star. Finding your North Star. She's pouring water on the land and into the waters. And earth and water are feminine because earth and water fall down, right? If you took a cup of water and you poured it out, it would fall on the floor. If you took a clod of earth and you let it go, it would fall. That's the feminine. The feminine moves down. The masculine moves up. That's fire and air, right? So there's a healing that's happening here. As we find it's really about like seeking out your purpose, connecting to the fact that you are here now and that the time is now for the healing to happen, or the time is now for the inspiration to come. The star card is associated with meditation. So as the first card coming up, it really behooves you to take the time each day, even if it's just a moment or two, and focus on your breathing and just come to that place of poise and see what comes into your mind. So what's crossing it is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is really the Four of Pentacles is an energy where you can utilize your finances or money or worries about money to make an excuse for not doing something. Oh, I can't afford to do that. Or that's too much money. I wouldn't spend that much money to do that for myself, or to do that, or to. So there's this question of, you know, dreaming the big dream, and the challenges being, well, I don't have the finances in the coffers to support that dream. Or dare I dream, there's all these people depending on me, right? That kind of idea. At the root, we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is kind of the happy family card. So if there's anything that might be holding you back from manifesting, you know, or going in a new direction, remember you do have Mars making that trine to Uranus, and there's all this energy around starting new things that could bring you resources, but you're not sure you have the resources to go through with it, because I think that you feel like there are other people depending on you and you don't want to disturb their happiness. In the past, we have the Six of Pentacles. This is a giving and a receiving. This is a energy of this is an energy of balance, you know, and anything that you have received, you have given, and anything you've given, you've received. So there's this sense of a knowing that and that energy of give and take. In the sky, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a new creative venture. This is Uranus trining Mars from that 5th house. New creative venture. So there's all kinds of potential for something new. Let's see the immediate future. The Prince of Wands. So the Prince of Wands is somebody who rushes into battle or rushes into something that they believe in. That is, it's almost like it has to inspire them. But sometimes they can, it is fire. Fire can be impulsive. So at its worst, it can be impulsive and bumbling and knock things over. You know, the veritable bull in a china shop. I married an Aries, so I know what that's like. He also has Taurus, so he's got both the land anyway in his chart. So things break all the time, even though he doesn't mean to break them. And so there's that energy. So that's a little bit unusual in a way for the Capricorn. It's kind of unusual for that, but there's opportunity out there. How it's seen from the outside, some people are going to think you're crazy, quite honestly. That doesn't mean you are, though. Yeah, so this is your domestic situation. The the Lord, the Emperor. You are the arbiter of your destiny. You are in charge of your life. So you're in charge. You make the decisions here. We have the Princess of Swords as the hopes and fears. The Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords is often an energy of, like, somebody might say something, they may not mean to say it, or they may not think that it makes any difference that they said it, but it could create a problem. Or they could, or sometimes it's associated with things like gossip and all of that. So I don't know if you're afraid that somebody's going to say something, or that somebody's going to spill the beans, or what's going on here. And we have the Queen of Wands as the outcome. This is the Fire Queen. This is, whereas the immediate future is the Knight of Wands. The outcome is the Queen. So even though there'll be some rough going in the beginning, I feel like you're able to sustain what you need to sustain, because that is what the Queen does. The Queen sustains. So the outcome is the Chariot, which means forward motion on your soul's path. So, wow, this is pretty intense. So it feels as though you have an inspiration. You're coming from a good place. You've done your due diligence. There is an opportunity. There's opportunities abounding, new creative opportunities for you that you can move on. You're going to stumble a little bit, and you're going to, you know, like bang your shin a couple of times, maybe get a few bruises, but ultimately, you know, it's your decision. And I wouldn't worry myself too much with gossip or what people are saying, or, you know, what people think of you is none of your business, right? So yeah, I think that's I think it's pretty cool. So let's see. You know, underneath it we have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, both very anxious cards, next to the High Priest here. the High Priest is about listening to the inner voice within, and all that anxiety that's around it, and this worry of doom and all that stuff is simply an idea, a mental construct that doesn't hold as much sway as the inner voice. So continue to listen to your inner voice, because that's where you're going to get your answers. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you would like a reading with me. Numerology, Kabbalah, astrology. You can check out my services on my website, theseedsoftransformation.com. I also do classes. I have a beginner's class happening right now, and I also have an intermediate that's going to be starting in a week or so. And I do increase, like I do start new classes usually every other month or so. Sometimes more often, sometimes once a month. And I am going to be doing another Kabbalah class for those of you who are interested in that. That probably won't happen until March though, so I have to schedule it in. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again next month for the Taroscopes for March 2022. Take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.